Hey guys, what's going on? My name is James Mason. I'm going to show you how I make a watch list. So this isn't just going to be like just making a watch list. I'm going to show you actually how and what I look for, everything to determine what I will possibly trade the next day or the next 1 to 2 days, maybe 3, just depending on how the stocks move. So open your scanner, and the first thing I do is, this is my favorite scanner. I show you guys how to make this and how to use it in the free stock trading course. So it's the same thing. I'm just going to put in, and I'm going to search everything from penny stocks to large caps. Let's see. We'll go up to 400. Keep volume over 200,000, 3%, close, increase, and over 2. And change this to day. Now, if I was day trading, I'd keep it on the 5-minute. But since I'm wanting to create a watch list for tomorrow, I'll put it on day. All right. Just going to save this and see. All right. Okay, this one right here, it has potential, but I kind of already missed this run, to be honest with you. So I mean, this one is still worth, keeping your eyes on, but this wouldn't be like one of my big, just jump in right now, because this had 2 strong days right here above the upper Bollinger Band, and it could pull back. So that's what I'd be cautious about right here. AMD. Yes, I mean, AMD is, pretty much what I look for, like in a trade, but if you back up, you can see it's already made that move a couple times. And at some point, it's going to go, it's going to reverse, and it's going to drop in price. I mean, they may have good stuff coming out, but doesn't matter to me. That's not how I trade, and because it already had, a good jump back here, and yes, it is gradually going up and having, other spikes. Just something I don't play. This one, I missed my run on that one. I wouldn't even play this. Yeah, I mean, potentially reversing on the MACD, but that doesn't matter to me. Because right here, it could bounce off this middle Bollinger Band line and just kind of trade, going sideways right here. It's just not worth it for me. I like to have them uptrending. Let me go back to this one. What a lot of people try to do is buy these stinking dips. That crap doesn't work in penny stocks. So, this ticker right here, it had a good run, and then it tanked. And honestly, I'd probably never trade this one unless if it just had died off and traded sideways like this for a long while and then started moving like this again. But if this does start uptrending again, I mean, it could get rejected, right here. It may even go up a little bit right here. Who knows? but you just don't know with these penny stocks. And there's a good chance that it may never come up here again. Already missed my run here. Well, actually, Kron has been doing good for the people who have been in this one. You guys know what I mean. This one right here, Denise, I know you'll watch this, and you know, we had already talked about this one already. I don't know how high this one is going to go again. You know, it's done missed the run for me, but this one was a complete surprise. Missed that one. Definitely wouldn't trade this one. I already missed the run, but huge bullish candlestick. Not, my bad, not bullish, bearish. I'm sorry, bearish. So, let's see. Nope, missed that run. Definitely not something that I would trade at the moment, but I'll keep an eye on this one. I'm actually going to just jot this one down just to, you know, kind of like on a pre-watch list type of deal. I just want, let me back up to see what it's done in the past. So, I mean, this yearly chart looks like straight crap. Basically, at its high, it's just downtrended the whole year. So, I mean, if this was something that started, you know, making its moves for the way I trade and what I look for, I definitely wouldn't hold on to this one long, because it might have a spike, but it's probably going to drop again. And look back. If you look back, you know, like right here, it doesn't like to really hang out for long over that upper band. And you can see right here. So this is not something that I wouldn't trade. And I definitely, if it closes red above this upper Bollinger Band, I don't trade that. I mean, I might watch it because that next day it might open green and have a good run, but it's something that you have to be very finicky with. And just make sure that you have enough day trades, because if it starts reversing on you, just lock in whatever you can. It's not worth holding onto it and taking a loss. Let's see. Okay, so for the most part of this year, this has a fairly good uptrend pattern for, you know, over the last year. And, you know, you can see where it gaps up some, and, you know, it has its normal, you know, uptrends, and then, you know, it'll take its dips and everything. And you can kind of see how when it breaks across this upper Bollinger Band, it tends to have a good run, and then it will, you know, start taking that dip again, but it usually ends up creating a, you know, higher high. So let me just go back here one more time. You know, right here it doesn't hang out above that line much. Let's see. But I mean, that is a strong gap up, you know, from 69 to 79. So $10 gap up. I mean, so this one right here, now this is larger cap. But with that being said, you know, the past 2 weeks I've been MIA because I have been teaching myself options. And if you trade options, this is a great setup, in my opinion. So I'll keep an eye on this one tomorrow for when I'm trading. So yes, larger cap stock. I mean, that takes a lot of capital to buy this. If you was just wanting to pretty much, make $100, I mean, it's a ton of capital. And I mean, there was a lot of trades in my past before I had a buddy really open my eyes to options that, I had a lot of capital in it just to make really a few $100s. And if I knew how to trade options then, the way I do now, and which I'm definitely not a pro in options. I mean, I'm just going to consider myself a rookie in options. But I mean, trading is trading. It's just I haven't had a lot of hands-on experience actually live trading options. So that's what I'm saying right here. But with how I trade, I mean, literally, like for less than $1,000, I could control this. I could control 100 shares for, heck, I'll just go ahead and look at it right now. Let's see, September 21st. I mean, let's just say I buy, right here, this first line. That would be $700. I could control 100 shares for $700. So if you don't know options, do not trade options. Like like I can't even begin to tell you why not if you don't know how to trade options. I mean, besides you're gonna lose your butt on it. So I got that one written down. I'll keep an eye on. So DNR. Missed that run. Roku. Nah, I missed that one already. Let's see. So this last time it breaks above this upper band, I mean, it does come right here and it does shoot up a little bit. And, we ain't talking, really making a lot of profit. Say if you bought right here, where it closed at 1875, and then this next day's high of 1908. I mean, for a very short-term swing trade, I mean, that is nice, but I mean, it's close. I mean, it's still worth watching. It could be, if you had enough shares, you can make decent money on it. I guess that's the best way to put it. I mean, if you had, 1,000 shares, and if it worked out that way, I mean, you can make a few $100. So, I mean, the setup is there. Let's take a look right here on the news. Okay, I mean, so this right here is basically probably the reason why, which, I mean, that is great news, but just kind of watch out on this one. I mean, I'll still write this one down, though. All right. I missed my move on this one. And yeah, I mean, there are a lot of these that I miss my moves on. But, this is something that you have to look at every day because you always catch new stuff. And, all these plays have already been made. And I mean, you guys can jump in them, but it's just not how I trade. So I like to trade to where, my odds are definitely more so in my favor. Let's see. So PayPal has a good run back here. I mean, it's the setup that I like. And over the next, few days after this one, it has a decent run. And then it continues on, up through here, and then it just tanks. Now, if you look at this setup, it is my setup. And this is one of the reasons why I don't normally like to trade these setups if they literally just had one of these runs in such a short time frame, is because a lot of times it does this right here. This next day opens up red and it just goes to crap. So basically, it's using these bands as supports and resistances, definitely resistances. And I wouldn't have traded this because it didn't close above. But I mean, it still does uptrend, for a while. It's just, to me, I mean, I'm looking for, most of the time I'm looking for day trades, but if I'm looking for swing trades, I like them short term, because it increases my odds of not getting caught upside down. Because I hate to lose money. Man, I'm such a sore loser. I hate it, man. Hate it. You don't even want to be around me if I'm losing. So, right here, same thing. I mean, it did close above, but it just went to crap. And basically, if I would have traded this, and if honestly, I would have sold off. I wouldn't have even been here for this. But if I was, I mean, that would have saved me. But I would have just took the loss and moved on. So with PayPal, I mean, it's really hard to say with PayPal. Oh, I mean, this is definitely, I mean, it's a watch list, yeah. So, I mean, it's worth watching, but I probably won't even jump in it at all. It just really depends on how it opens up tomorrow. Nope. No way. I mean, you can see that big gap up. But look what it does. It doesn't like to hang out where it gaps. And it drops. Nope. Okay. I'll be honest, I hate BlackBerry. But there is that positive momentum for me. I mean, I'd kind of expect this. I mean, it did close out above right here, but I kind of expect this to, I mean, this didn't close out above, but I kind of expect this to kind of maybe trade sideways, maybe take tomorrow as a red day, but gradually move up over the next few days, and then it will probably start to either consolidate or dip again. So I'll keep an eye on BlackBerry. So the next resistance on this one is roughly right here around 1150. So this will definitely be worth keeping an eye on. Ugh, man, I mean, let me zoom a little more. So I mean, this one did have a squeeze on the Bollinger Bands. So I mean, you know, that is good, and it's just now starting to break out right here. So I will put this one, hold on a second. Let's look at these earnings right quick. Come on now. So, you know, they did lose 7 3/4, you know, of a million. Kind of expected for a company in the OTC, to be honest. So, this one right here, I mean, the setup is there. This had already consolidated. So this one might start moving up. Definitely worth watching, because the penny stocks, when they move up, their percentages are outstanding. It's definitely nothing I'd put more than $1,000 in. All right. So the setup is there. It just came off of a huge sell-off right here, obviously, and pretty much around, you know, the 640 range will be its first resistance. Just from me looking at this short time frame over, you know, a couple months. So I'll put this down to keep an eye on. And again, these are all just short-term plays for me if I got into any of these. So definitely Salesforce. Hold on a second. Oh God, hold on. Let me go back and look at this. Okay, so they were up there. Yeah, I usually don't like to play through earnings, but I mean, Salesforce is pretty daggone solid overall. I mean, just keep an eye out on what the analysts are saying for their potential earnings. So, anyways, this will be a short-term play, and if I get in tomorrow, I may just day trade this, honestly. But if I get in this tomorrow, I'll probably sell Tuesday. Like, I don't like to stick around long on these. I like to lock in profits and move along. I mean, as long as I keep making those base hits, I win the game, and that's what matters. Hitting home runs, I mean, that's nice, but you can't bank on winning the game just hitting a home run every now and then. This one, missed my move, but I mean, this would have been a nice game from here, obviously, to there, 40%. I mean, overall, this one has been steadily uptrending throughout the year. Had a very strong run right here. But to be honest, I mean, I usually don't go off of what these analysts say, because really a lot of these analysts, I mean, they might predict, let's just say they predict the share price to be $110. A lot of times it doesn't even get to maybe 105 before it starts tanking again. And a lot of these analysts, their companies that they work for, they have an interest in this. So of course they want this to go up. So I never go off what analysts say, but even right here, where the analysts say target price 99, I mean, and right here someone's saying 100. So we are already right there. And this thing, it might go up a little bit more, but there won't be much more, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but I don't think there's going to be much more based off of what I'm looking at right here. So this will probably start to downtrend. This one right here, I missed this move already. Obviously I missed this move, but right here, I mean, this was not long ago. I mean, just a tad over, it's right at a month and a half ago. It already had a good run. And I hate to play these if they've just recently had a good run, because a lot of times it'll start showing another good run and then it just drops. So I'd rather not even risk it. There's so many other stocks to look at out there to catch a run, instead of trying to jump into something that just made a run. Let's see. I mean, this guy had a huge gap up. I mean, definitely a strong bullish candlestick. I hate that it had this gap up right here, because usually with gap ups or gap downs, it just depends. They usually start to fill that gap for whichever way it went. So I'll probably put this one down as a day trade. This is not something that I would call out for people to swing trade, just because you really don't know how this is gonna, really move for people. Okay, so this one right here, I mean, kind of showing up a little late to the game, but if you look at this candlestick right here, it's using this upper Bollinger Band as definitely as a support. So I will, well, not I will, but if I'm looking at this one tomorrow, and if it's opening up pretty good, I will potentially consider this one. So it's at least worth putting on a watch list. This one tomorrow, I mean, this did close red the last day, but the day before, I mean, it did show a potential of coming up here to 31.17 or 31.18, whatever, and obviously that acted like a resistance. So tomorrow, if this thing opens up green, this could, this run may not last long, but probably a potential day trade if it opens green. So if you watch this video, worth just kind of writing that down and just watching it. This one right here, it's really just crappy setup. Like if you look at these candlesticks for, the daily candlesticks, it just looks horrible. I mean, this news right here, that's from 2015. Like nothing, there's really nothing out here for this. It's just crap. I would not trade this. As you can see, all these lines, I did play the crap out of this one last week, and I traded options in this, and I made one trade where, for one contract I paid $622, and it was probably maybe 35 minutes later I went in and locked in profits, and I made a profit of $149, and this thing still went up, a couple more dollars. So, I mean, could it keep running? Yeah, potentially, but I don't know. I mean, it kind of started dying off on Friday right here. I mean, that is a strong candlestick, and they do have great news, but I don't know. I mean, it's not, in my opinion, the move has already been made. Okay. So look at these green candlesticks. One thing you notice about them is when it breaks across that upper Bollinger Band, it does not hang out up there long before it takes some red candlesticks after that. So this one, I'm not even going to put it on there. I mean, I could be wrong, but it's not worth blindly throwing in money to figure it out. It really just depends on how this opens tomorrow. If it's opening green and it's starting to push up, then maybe a day trade, but other than that, I wouldn't swing that one. Okay. Hold on a second. I mean, they do have some very ambitious desires down here, but I mean, it is GoDaddy. So they want 5 billion in sales and 23 million customers by year of 2023, and this is why it is getting a good push right there. So I will put this one down for potential short-term swing trade. Unfortunately, this play might have, yeah, this play has already been missed for how I trade. So this one, I'll keep an eye on this because I'll be trading options and I can now trade this with a lot less money. Keep in mind, earnings are coming up September 6th. Yeah. This one right here, that is a lot of pullback. So I think this play has already been made. Nope. So this one right here, this is definitely not a swing trade. At best, this is just a day trade. And I'm not even gonna put this on the list because every time it goes over the upper Bollinger Band, the next day, it's usually a red candlestick and it will spike up again. And if you're in this, lock in those profits because it's going back down. So this is a potential short term, but if you do get in this, expect it to probably open up red and hold off. Honestly, hold off until you start seeing some green candles, or if you're looking at the daily, hold off until you're, I'll just go back and show you. You know, for instance, right here, it closes above, and this next day it opens up, and you know, it's just red, and it kind of, you know, dies right here. And if you'd have been, I mean, if you would have got in on this next day, whatever, after this had showed itself, I mean, this day right here, you have to be ready. Like, you have to be watching this to catch those profits. Sell and walk away. But pretty much this next day where it goes back above, I mean, yeah, there is, you know, a decent price difference between there and there. But still, I mean, you have to wait for something a little bit more promising. I mean, even if you got in at these green candlesticks, you know, just, I mean, it really just comes down to how these open up the next day. And that comes down to experience on what to look for. So, I mean, yes, this is worth watching, but, and I mean, I will write this down because it's just a watch list. But at the same time, this doesn't hang out long above that upper band. I mean, it tends to kind of go back up into a short-term uptrend, but be quick on taking them profits. That's what matters. I will put this one for a short-term swing trade. I mean, like I said, I mean, I really don't go off of what the analysts say, but you know, this is getting upgraded. And let's see. And their earnings were pretty much as expected. So, you know, especially if you're trading options on this one, if this thing can go up just even to the difference between, you know, right now, we'll just say it's 62 right now, and let's just say it does the difference from 62 to 66. So if it hits 64, I mean, you know, if you're trading options, if your strike price is definitely in the money, you know the potential you can make right there. So for my options traders, keep an eye on this one. And volume is pretty much done off on the daily now, so I'm just going to end it right there. So hopefully you stayed around, watch this video, and you know, I mean, this is what I look for my potential short-term swing trades. Also, you know, if nothing great is popping up on my scanner for a day trade, I'll look at these and see how these are opening up. And if they're opening up, I'll turn a lot of these into just day trades. And I mean, if they're opening up green, I'll hit some of these for day trades. And that's how I always usually keep something going for myself. So I hope this video helped some of you guys out. I know it's long, but there is a lot to learn here. So appreciate you taking time to watch this video, and I will see you in the next one.